Hi everyone, welcome to your weekly readings for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. First time doing this in a few weeks because I've been away, but it's wonderful to be back doing what tends to go down pretty well. It's wonderful to see those of you who are here. If you're here, please say hi in the live chat. Let me know you're here. Let me know how you're doing, how your weekend was, how your week is looking. And please remember to like and share the video if you're able. That helps a huge amount. Take the time to settle in. Feel your way into the energies of the day, but also get yourself relaxed. Sit down or lie down. Just take a few deep cleansing breaths. Allow yourself just to be held by the earth. Allow yourself to connect to the earth. We have Jupiter moving into Capricorn this week, so there's going to be a lot more earth energy to play with, and Jupiter obviously expands everything it touches, so we'll have a feel into how that's going to play out for the collective shortly. Hi to everyone just appearing. Hi Amy Seymour. Hi LV. Hi Super Angry Koala. Hi Pam. It's wonderful to see all of you. I'm doing really well. Thank you, Pam. I'm settling back into normal life now. So I'm going to start off in a moment by looking into the energy for the collective for this week. And then I'll move on to the 12 signs from Aries through to Pisces. So energies for the collective for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. Thank you so much, Amy. I was lucky enough to get my hair done whilst I was away with a line of colour that isn't easily available in this country, which is Pulp Riot, which I don't get sponsored, so I'm just promoting them because I love their colours. But yeah, I'm really pleased with how the colour and the cut have turned out. Worth getting your hair done in New York. So where is the collective at this week then? And it feels pretty good. I mean, this is the holiday season, and I don't feel the energy is bad, but you may not have that much time to give to everyone you want to at this time. Or maybe there are people making demands on your time, and you're going to have to pick and choose who you spend your time with at the moment, because time is precious at this time of year. You know, people are obviously heading towards Christmas. For those of you in America, you just come out of Thanksgiving, probably been shopping like mad throughout Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Busy, busy, busy. And that can be a bit draining, and you don't want to give too much of yourself away unnecessarily as a result of that. So the conscious energy is the 3 of Cups. You want to be around the right people, I feel. The right people you get on with very well. But even then, I feel like you don't want too much of a good thing. You're not going to spend too much time with the same people at this time. It's just a little bit hectic. You're a little tired, I feel, from the past weekend, preparing for the end of the year, moving towards Christmas. It's very, very busy, and towards other holidays as well if you don't celebrate Christmas. It's just a time to be conserving that bit of energy. And subconsciously, what we have coming in, we have the Knight of Wands. So I feel that what the drain may do, and it may not be intentional, is it may occasionally make you a little bit short or snappy with people. It may mean that other people wind you up a tiny bit more. They get on your tits a tiny bit more than they might normally do. So you just need to be pulling back that little bit. It's not the closest time for connection. It's not the closest time for going on dates, meeting new people. So we've moved on from the 2 of Cups. We're now at this space of the 5 of Wands. Now, the 5 of Wands can be nasty. I don't feel this is nasty, but I do feel this is a drain that you might be experiencing. So this is why you're taking time out not giving too much time to other people necessarily. Being around those you care about, sure, but in a finite way, in a limited way. Keeping a bit of energy back for yourself at this time. Moving forward to a space of the Hermit as well. So there is going to be alone time. There is going to be introspective time, and you need to save a bit of energy for this. And this is also about getting yourself back into alignment, moving towards the end of the year. So I don't feel like you're cutting people out of your life, but you are restricting them at this time. This is about getting a sense of where you're going, the intentions you want to set for the new year, where this is going to be carrying you. And if you're going all out, spending all your time, giving your time and energy away to other people, you'll struggle to do that. So that is the collective energy, and it's just about focusing a bit more on yourself, just being that bit more choosy, and recognizing that if you are looking at snapping at someone or getting quite wound up or anything else, you are going to have to come back, pull away, and take the time as the week goes on to get a sense of where that's coming from, and what you need to adjust within yourself in order to be able to handle things better going forward. That is the collective energy. Hi to everyone just tuning in. Hi, Victoria. Hi, Madeline. Hi, Alyssa. Congratulations, Super Angry Koala. I'm really glad that you've got that job. So we're going to move on now to the 12 signs from Aries through to Pisces. First up, Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. Aries. Aries, Aries, Aries. I'm going to do some quick readings today. Okay, Aries, I feel like you're wanting to jump at certain opportunities. There are things coming up which you're getting quite excited about, quite thrilled about, like, oh yeah, I need that. I want to go and do that. I want that really quickly. And I feel like you might be trying to ask for support around you regarding that. And you may not find that support, especially if it's practical support, if it's people coming with you, doing things with you, is necessarily forthcoming, but that shouldn't leave you downhearted. I do feel like there is a need to cool it a tiny bit, playing a slightly longer game. And some of people's reluctance to support you, maybe they feel like you might bite off more than you can chew, you might lack staying power, and it feels like concern, but it's not bad. But I feel like you have to be careful and discerning here, because I feel some people will be like, okay, just slow down and focus a little bit. And some people might be more derogatory. And those are different things that you're experiencing. You need to make sure that those who are genuinely caring and are offering some advice, you can listen to them at times. But those who I feel like they're undermining, even sniping, now you got to push them away at this time. You're coming in with the world, so you're setting your sights really, really high. I can do this. I want to go after that. That's amazing. And you might have all of these ideas, and you might just need to calm it down that bit. You might be getting overexcited, overconfident, maybe rushing to the end. And confidence is good, but it needs to be rooted a little bit in reality. 4 of Swords is showing up for you. The 7 of Pentacles is also showing up for you. So there's this need for some patient work. But the 4 of Swords here is that it's that guarded energy. You don't want people taking the wind out of your sails, nor do you want to snap at those who I feel are genuinely caring and considerate. There is a need to slow your approach down. It's going to take time. You can take the time out as well to look at how well things are coming along already. Very effective, very, very beautiful. So you don't need to push quite so hard. Take 1 or 2 opportunities this week. Don't go and grab at every little thing because I feel it will overwhelm you, but don't allow other people to deflate you unnecessarily either, because you are still heading for the big prize as much as you possibly can. It's just a slow and patient route to get there. I hope that makes sense for you, Aries. The next sign is going to be Taurus. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Moody Witch Tarot. Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. I've sorted out the color on my camera today as well, as you might see. It was a little bit high contrast yesterday. My hair wasn't too visible, but we're there now, appropriately for Taurus. So, Taurus. Do you trust the seeds that you've planted, Taurus? Do you trust the projects that are in development, the things that are hopefully budding in the background? Or are you feeling the need to go back and double check them and triple check them and micromanage them and scrutinize them and do this 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 with them? You see, I feel like you're struggling to trust the things that you've invested in are going to develop in the direction that you want them to. There's a lack of confidence, and this is why you're taking this approach at this time. You're coming in with the Hanged Man. So the sense that I get with the Hanged Man here is that you're struggling to trust. You might be getting a little bit paranoid. The Hanged Man can be a paranoid energy. It's Neptunian energy. And I feel like the things that are filling your head may be a little upside down at this time. And that might be causing you to doubt the work that you're taking part in and the things you put in place. And there just needs to be a bit of breathing space from that ability to go and clear your head. Clear your head, so step away from it. Step away from the monitoring. Step away from your spreadsheets, your charts, everything of that nature. You just need a break from it, Taurus. You have the 6 of Swords showing up. You also have the King of Swords showing up. The King of Swords, I feel, is the energy that you need to be embodying, yes, but this is also potentially a calm figure who may be able to help talk you down and just be like, okay, you've got this. You've put everything in place. Please leave it alone. Please leave it alone. Please leave it alone. Time out and away from it. Get those swords pointing away from you, that self-doubt pointing away from you. Catch yourself when you start to go into that. And this is mostly work related, but some of you might be doubting your friendships, your relationships, things like this. Things that are going quite well, but you're having all kinds of thoughts. And that's why you need to be in this rational space. And maybe you need someone to talk it over with, to talk it through with. And this feels like, if it's work related, this could be a mentor figure, a business coach. This could also potentially be be quite a rational figure like a psychotherapist or a counselor or someone similar, but it's someone who's been there, seen that, understands your situation and can help you just to pull back from it. Because it's okay. It's okay. I said you planted seeds. Maybe somewhere along the line there'll be some weeds you have to pull out. Maybe you will. But the plant that is budding, what you put in place, that seems fine. It seems fine. So just trust it to develop, Taurus. You don't need to keep fixating like this. I hope that makes sense for you. Hi to everyone just getting here. Hi, Jack. Hi, Mary. Hi, Mahari. It's wonderful to see all of you. Please remember, everyone just joining, to like and share the video. That helps a huge amount. The next sign is going to be Gemini. Gemini sun, moon and rising for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. Gemini. Okay. I'm getting a bit of self-doubt, Gemini, especially in a relationship context. And these may be partners or people you're dating, but it may be friendships. But I feel like you may be doubting them just a little bit. Just a little bit. And you may start to look elsewhere because you're like, oh, has the spark gone? Has that gone? Do they not care about me? And then you start glancing around in this bid to regain control by grabbing onto someone else, or maybe someone else, maybe more than one person. So this just needs to be slowed down a bit, because this is about your relationship to yourself. This is about your personal security. This is about your emotional security. This is about your ability to self-sustain and to trust the people who are in your life already, so you don't keep glancing elsewhere. You come in as the Queen of Wands. On the one hand, very attractive, very accomplished, productive. On the other hand, maybe somebody who kind of just lets go a tiny bit too quickly. Doesn't always stay the course. Big burst of passion or big burst of connection or emotion, and then you struggle to sustain it. Struggling to trust the ground beneath you. I have the Emperor as your challenge card. And with the Emperor, the sense that I get is the person this is in relation to, and this may be an Aries energy, it doesn't have to be, but it can be someone strong in that direction, is somebody who doesn't necessarily give themselves away too easily, somebody who maintains their own space, someone who takes breathing space at times as well, but that doesn't mean that they care any less about you. They just have a lot that they're doing, a lot going on, and you might feel like you have to compete for their attention, but you don't. You just need to trust this is somebody in the background who cares about you. This is quite a kind Emperor in this deck. He's carrying an ankh, he's blessing you, so there's not too much to fear here. His blessings are there for you, and you need to count your blessings and accept that this is actually okay. Your advice card is the Page of Cups. A lot of court cards here. The Page of Cups here as well is just about being able to enjoy the moment that bit more, to enjoy where you're up to find the beauty in all of this, and maybe the person who you want to be around, want to be with, doesn't have as much time for you this week as you might like. But you can look at what you've already been through with them. You can look at the way they support you. You can look at all the other beautiful things, the other people in your life as well, and find the joy there. Find the joy in your heart and start to project that outwards. You're a light-hearted energy, Gemini. You can break down some of the rigidity of the Emperor that way as well. You don't have to go in with the fire all the time. You don't have to be like, okay. No, calm. It's a beautiful space that you're in, Gemini. You just need to trust it. Just need to trust it and make sure that you're focusing on the other areas of your life as well, and not fixating again, as you might do on a mental basis at times, because your mind can play tricks. I hope that makes sense for you, Gemini. Hi, Kristen. Hi, Anna. Hi, Alison. The next sign is going to be Cancer. Oop. A card's jumping on the floor, Cancer. Cards jumping on the floor for you. Arguably too many cards, but I'm going to use those as a background for your reading rather than as your main pole. Cancer. I feel like you've got something to let go of this week, Cancer. Something that you've invested or stayed in entirely for too long. And it feels like a vision that has kind of come to an end. You've invested quite a lot in terms of energy, in terms of emotion into it. And there's just a need to pull back and maybe shift your attention elsewhere at this time, Cancer. The cards that fell, I got Justice, King of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Tower. And I feel the Tower is where this winds up if you don't readjust in relation to it. Now, this feels like it was a dream. It feels like it was a vision. It feels like it was actually fulfilling for a time as well. This may be an area of life that you are working on. This may actually be a work project or even a career direction that is starting to run out of steam. With Justice, I feel like you've put enough into it and you've probably got enough back out of it. But with Justice, this is also then about being able to start to pull back and look elsewhere. Because I feel like you can get locked into something that was beneficial, absolutely, hopeful, optimistic, but you can stay for too long. You can outstay it. And I feel that that's where you're getting to. King of Swords, that's a need to be rational. Page of Cups, it's a need to find your joy again, to find the optimism, the beauty, to follow the optimism. And if the optimism has slipped from where you are, if you can't get it back, you can make a clear decision. Okay, I've gone as far as I can here. I've done as much as I can here. With the Two of Swords, you're getting a bit stuck, but with the Moon, that's causing you to start to doubt yourself. I don't feel you need to doubt yourself. This is about being able to assert yourself. Start new things, do new things, or at the very least, invest a bit less in this. I don't feel like you're going to jump ship either, incidentally. But I feel like you're going to shift your focus, you're going to shift your attention elsewhere. And I feel that's going to open up new possibilities for you. It may only be a slight realignment as well. But this is about looking at what you're putting in and what you're getting out. if you keep chucking energy at something that is getting declining returns, it's going to put a strain on you, and eventually it's going to collapse, I feel, under the weight of that energy. It doesn't need to. It doesn't need to. Start to follow the inner guidance system to where you are drawn to. Take the energy and the pressure off of this. Start to shift it elsewhere. Maybe there's something to bring up from this. Maybe this is coming to an end altogether. But either way, you don't need to be investing in it quite so much anymore. I hope that makes sense for you, Cancer. The next sign is going to be Leo. Leo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. Leo. Having to really push on through it at this time, Leo. You're having to really push on through it, even though I feel like you're not exactly where you want to be. A lot of work this week. A lot of work and not a lot of time for yourself. And this isn't great because you're nursing some wounds, some disappointments, some heartaches. Coming in with the 3 of Swords. So something has let you down. And I don't feel like this is something that's just happened. But I feel like this is something that's unhealed that is maybe coming to a head. I'm feeling a disappointment in something that you couldn't fix. This could be a connection to a family member or a former love or someone that you're close to, but I'm feeling family member quite strongly. Could be a parent, could be a sibling, and you've not been able to fix it. You've not been able to rectify it. And that has come to your mind, and it's what's on your mind at this time. And yet you don't have time for that to be on your mind at this time. And it's difficult. It's difficult to shelve that. But this week, I feel like you need to. I feel like you need to. I feel no good can come from focusing upon it. You have the 9 of Wands showing up. And with the 9 of Wands, your energy is precious. And you have work to do. You have deadlines. You have things that you have to get through, things you have to crack on with, bills to pay, things to complete, forms to fill out. This. It sounds taxing. It feels taxing for you at this time, Leo. And that means that you've got a clear space for yourself. With the 4 of Cups showing up, I feel like you need to be clearing space for yourself. You can't be allowing other people, issues with them, to get in your way at this time. Got to be straight down the line. Got to look straight down the line. And yet I feel like you just want out from these responsibilities, but you can't. Nor can you dive into the emotional stuff in a deep way at this time. Nor can you pick it all apart, pick it all over. You just don't have time this week. You just don't have time this week. So you may have to schedule time to get to grips with this, sure. But this isn't the week for it, Leo. Got to focus on what's right in front of you at this time. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Virgo. Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. Virgo. You might get overwhelmed this week, Virgo. You might get overwhelmed by pushing yourself a little too hard. And yes, you have things you want to accomplish. Yes, you want to go improve yourself. On the other hand, you're naturally an earth sign. You're naturally at times a homebody. Sometimes you just want to rush home and dive under some blankets or under the covers and hide from the world. And somewhere in between is where you need to be at this time. With the 5 of Wands, I feel like the outside world may feel a bit overwhelming, and it's like you get yourself all psyched up. You feel like, yeah, I'm going out to do this now. I'm going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. I'm going to go here, see this person, do this. It's going to be fine. And then you get out there and suddenly it's like, oh, fuck. And you're trying to rush and dive back away because you're overwhelmed by it. And there may be specific figures that you're coming up against that you feel overwhelmed by. These might be authority figures, with the Emperor showing up for you. And I don't feel like you need to hide away this week, because I feel like there's shit that you got to do. But I do feel like you need caring support from somebody who loves and cares about you at this time. And you need that to help to guide you through things. And yes, you need to self-manage as much as you can. And you can be very independent, Virgo, absolutely. But with the 2 of Cups showing up, the sense that I get is that you have this need to just reach out for support, for someone to hold space for you, and maybe to hold you, just to let you know that you are supported, that you are safe, that they are there for you. Not easy stuff for you this week, but you don't have to go through it alone, Virgo. You have the 2 of Wands as well as your shadow. So this is the sense that I get, is you might just be pushing a little bit too hard, trying to take on too much all at once. And while I don't feel like you can just put it all to one side and go and hide from it, all about getting the support that you need to deal at this time, Virgo. I hope that makes sense for you. The next sign is going to be Libra. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. Libra. Okay. On the one hand, the other side of balance, Libra. On the other, you can be quite cynical, quite high and mighty about your ideas. You might have the belief that you know better than everyone else about something, and you might feel the need to kind of push that at this time. in your very Libra way, where you come across as even-handed, but actually you're pushing your own views, your own agenda quite hard. As you come in with the Six of Pentacles, which is a really double-edged sword of a card. On the one hand, all that balance being even-handed. On the other hand, it can really be about pushing yourself to the top, being on the top. I know better than all of you. I'm more accomplished than you are. I'm all this, I'm all that, I'm all the other. And someone might challenge you, and then you might get quite defensive with the Nine of Wands as well. So you might be sparking a fight. You might be sparking aggro. You might be winding people up without even meaning to, but you got to catch yourself when you're getting high and mighty as a King of Swords. You got to catch yourself when you are acting like you know better than everyone else, because actually you don't. You have shit you know about, but you're not the expert on anything, because no one fucking is. So that's why you got to pull it back in, dial it back in just a bit this week, Libra. Because I feel like you're going to get drawn into stuff, and it's draining, and it gets in the way of everything else that you're doing. And it starts to damage some of your connections. In particular, I'm getting family connections. So yeah, we are in the holiday season. Have you been having rows with your family in recent holidays, or are you about to have a row with your family in the holidays we're going into? Over belief systems, over politics, over whatever. And that's not to say you shouldn't have principles or put up with anything that is openly bigoted or anything else. But there's a difference between that and playing out old battles, needing to get one-upmanship, needing to be stronger, be better, do more, show off more, prove yourself more. You don't need to. Ten of Pentacles is your advice here. And when we combine that with the Nine of Wands, the sense that I get is of this need to prove yourself, to carve out ground for yourself in such a way that is just a little bit destructive, Libra. Just a little bit destructive. Six of Pentacles. I'm better than you. I'm so successful. But actually, you're going to start to cause strain, tension unnecessarily. Now, when there are genuine things that you should be challenging, that's fine. But picking fights for the sake of it, one-upmanship, this kind of thing, or just playing out old battles that are long since past, especially actually because I feel like some of that may serve other people's purposes. Other people might be trying to spark fights with you, then you're trying to prove yourself against them, especially in a family context. This can be old battles being fought out. You just got to pull back from it a little bit. Keep the peace a tiny bit if you can. I hope that makes sense for you, Libra. Hi, a Google user. Hi, Michelle. The next sign is going to be Scorpio. Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. Scorpio. You might be a little self-involved, Scorpio, this week. You might be pissing a few people off. You might be getting overexcited about the things that you're doing. And I do feel like you're having achievements, sure, and you're getting very, very excited by the things you're pulling off, by the things you're putting in place, by the way you're moving forward, the strides you're taking. This is really, 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 really good. but there may be a bit of arrogance, a bit of conceit, and you may be self-involved to the extent that when other people want your attention, they can't get it. When they want your help, your support, your advice, they can't get it because you're quite me at this time. So you're coming in with the Five of Pentacles, and I feel the Five of Pentacles may be where you're leaving other people at this time. And this is also about the fact that you're taking big steps, big strides to get yourself out of this kind of situation. There's just a need for a bit of self-control. I have strength showing up for you, Scorpio. And with strength showing up, that is just about being able to dial it back in a tiny bit, not quite giving it so much the big I am, but offering a bit of that confidence, a bit of that warmth to other people around you as well. Something which you're hesitant to do. With the Seven of Wands, you're still ultimately perceiving people around you and in general as a bit of a threat. A bit of a threat, so you don't want to give too much away. But I do feel like you might wind people up a bit too much. Your advisor is the Queen of Swords. You've got to be mature here. You've got to be mature here. Because otherwise your coldness may rub off on other people. They may be cold towards you as well. And then you might have something more to worry about going forward, but there's no need for it at this time. It is all about just being able to share a bit of the love, bit of the confidence, not show off too much. Make sure you're there for those who need you. I hope that makes sense for you, Scorpio. Hi, Donald. The next sign is going to be Sagittarius. First card has jumped for you, Sag. The sun is transiting your sign, Sagittarius. First weekly video I've done in Sagittarius season. How's it looking for you? Getting a wave of excitement for Sagittarius. This feels really, really nice. Let's see, shall we? Potential love situation, passionate relationship sparking for you at this time, Sagittarius. If, and this is a big if you stick around in order for it to have the chance to grow legs or grow wings or become something or catch fire. Can you do that? Can you? Knight of Cups for you. King of Cups for you. Ace of Wands for you. It's a new beginning here. There's potential fire here. But what happens, you start to catch feelings for someone, they start to catch feelings for you, it feels great, and then you pull away and you go and isolate yourself again. Can't let them too close to me. Can't let them too close to me. Can't let them too close to me, King of Cups. I'm beyond this. I'm beyond getting really deep feelings. I'm beyond getting infatuated. Fuck off. You can follow your feelings, Sagittarius. Six of Swords, you keep trying to run away from this when it comes up. Not letting anyone get too close to you. So you have these brief things, these fleeting things, but they never get a chance to get going. And this one feels like it has real potential for you, Sagittarius. Very strong and supportive energy for you at this time. If you want to work with it, then it can become something. There is the start of something here. There really is. It's something new. This is with a new person who you're meeting around this time. And what you don't need to do after 1 or 2 dates with them is immediately start casting your net elsewhere, Sagittarius. You just don't. Stay focused, stay the course, go to that person, connect with them, see what's there, give it a chance. I hope that makes sense for you, Sagittarius. Hi, Becky. Hi, Lynette. The next sign is going to be Capricorn. Capricorn sun, moon, and rising for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. Jupiter enters your sign this week, Capricorn. It'll be staying there for the next year, joining Saturn, joining Pluto. A big deal, right? Joining the South Node as well. So how's your week looking, Capricorn? What are you starting? It's a creative energy for you, Capricorn. It's a supportive energy. It's a new start for you. And when I say it's a new start, it's not even necessarily a brand new project. But what it is a new approach, a new... I want to say, like, it's a new zeal for life in this particular area, and it's most likely to do with work because you're Capricorns and that's what you do. But I get this sense of you just kind of, it's like you're mounting a horse and you're really whipping hard and getting going, and this is carrying you somewhere. So this is the supportive energy for you, Capricorn. It's something that you might potentially hold back from, and you don't need to. You don't need to. I have the Queen of Swords for you, and the Queen of Swords, I feel, is that voice on your shoulder telling you to play it safe, do it the way you've always done it, not to put too much in, not to invest too much. It's going to go wrong for this reason. You got to shut that voice up. You got to shut that voice up. Because I have the Page of Wands for you. Page of Wands, right there, right there. Charm that voice. I am creative. I have something to offer. I have something to create here. You know how creative you are? You have the Empress showing up as well. That's how creative you are at this time, Capricorn. So you have these ideas, you have these sparks, you have these approaches that you can start to apply at this time. It's a really important time. You're starting a year of Jupiter in your sign. What you invest in is going to get bigger. And if all you feed is defeatism, if all you feed is pure negativity, and yeah, it makes sense to be rational and critical at times, but if all you feed in is this defeatist attitude, then that's what is going to expand. So this has to be a leap, a change, a taking advantage of the energy at this time, a birthing of something new, a creativity of something new. This is changing shit up as well for you, Capricorn. So you might take a new approach at work. You might rebrand a bit, change your logos up, buy some new equipment, buy some new outfits, get your hair done, like whatever. But you got to feel like you're going at this fresh in a new way. It's a new you. You're approaching things in this new way. Like, there's a lot of mental conflict within you. Five of Swords. Sure there is. Sure there is. But the way you're going to get past that is by simply tearing it up and going at this fresh in that new way. It's a really, really good energy for it. if you are able to harness it at this time, Capricorn, and you will set yourself up, not even just for the next year, but potentially for the next 12 years, because we're talking about a Jupiter cycle here. I hope that makes sense for you, Capricorn. The next sign is going to be Aquarius. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. Aquarius. Someone's been avoiding your getting their hands dirty, Aquarius. Someone's been avoiding getting involved. Somebody might be feeling too important to get involved, too big to get involved. They've moved beyond that. I'm not going to get involved in that. I don't want you to be pulled into that. And what that is, maybe political stuff on a local level or on a bigger level. It may be personal battles going on with the people around you, and maybe someone wants your support and you've not been getting involved. And it may just be that you're being quite dismissive, quite high-handed, and not really allowing your feet to touch the ground and allow yourself to actually engage with and offer something to the situations and people around you. Coming as the Knight of Swords. And while the Knight of Swords can be straight into something, here I feel the Knight of Swords is trying to fly above everything. Purely in the mental realm, the intellectual realm, nice and safe up there. But you're cutting yourself out of life. You're cutting yourself away from people if you're not careful, Aquarius. I have the Ace of Swords showing up. The Ace of Swords is a decision. The Ace of Swords here is, I feel, a decision to do things a bit differently. And that means engaging. It means taking part. It means listening to people. The Magician showing up as well. The Magician. Strong mercurial energy. You can bring something to this situation. Different ways of viewing things, different approaches. This is also why you're avoiding it incidentally, is you actually trust yourself in this situation. Deep down, you don't trust yourself in this situation. You've convinced yourself with judgment that you've moved above it, you've moved past it. Actually, you haven't. What you're doing is opting out, and you're opting out of life. And you can't opt out of life, Aquarius. You just can't. So this is the shift that you need to be taking at this time, is to get more involved with the stuff happening around you. Remember, you're supposed to be the humanitarian sign as well, Aquarius. You're supposed to offer a vision, offer hope. And the Magician can do that, sure. You can have that clear vision with the Ace of Swords, but not if you're riding way, way off above this, pretending that it doesn't affect you, pretending that you've moved past every part of everyday life when you haven't. I hope that makes sense for you, Aquarius. The next sign is going to be Pisces. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising for the 2nd to the 8th of December 2019. Pisces. It's cold out there, Pisces. It can be very cold out there, especially if you insist on pushing yourself through things alone. If you insist on just, I have to face this storm, I have to face whatever's in front of me, but I have to do it alone. And it's almost like you're resigned to things just being very, very, very tough. And on the one hand, I feel like you may talk about how tough they are at times. On the other hand, I don't feel like you necessarily invite or allow other people to support you through this. So you're coming in with strength. You're kind of pushing on alone, trying to push through it, trying to push through it, trying to push through it. But you don't cut yourself much slack. You don't give yourself much of a break, and you certainly don't allow other people who are maybe in a position to help you to do so, and you need to be at this time. I have the 9 of Pentacles showing up for you. I also have the 6 of Wands showing up for you. I feel like somebody just wants to invite you in, sit you down, cook you a meal, make you feel warm, make you feel supported, make you feel valued. And this is someone who actually I feel is going to benefit from that, because maybe they need your company as well. They need your emotionality. They need to know what's going on. They need to know what's real. So this is a healthy connection, potentially. It's one that you don't allow yourself to step into with the 5 of Cups. You kind of dread this. You doubt this. It's always going to be bad. They're always going to go wrong. This isn't going to help. Why would I go and do this? You've got a Pisces. You've got to allow somebody to take some care of you, to look out for you, to look after you at this time, to allow you to feel more valued, to allow you to feel more successful, because what you're going through isn't easy, but you've done so much within it. And this is someone who I feel is going to lift you up, someone who has something to share, something to give. They absolutely do. You don't have to go through all of this completely alone. It doesn't have to be a constant uphill struggle like this, Pisces. You're allowed this support in your life. I hope that makes sense for you. That is all 12 signs. Thank you all so much for being here throughout those. Hi, Silver Bee. Hi, Neighborhood Arts. I have time to pull cards for a couple of people. If you have a question for me, please pop it in the live chat and I will see which of you I am drawn to. And whilst I'm waiting for those to come in, please remember to like and share the video, everyone. Please remember to subscribe and enable notifications. If you'd like to make a donation or book a reading or get in touch with me, my details for that are just in the box below. I have a question from Anna. What can Christopher and I do to strengthen our relationship? What does he feel when he sees me taking care of his son? Okay, Anna, I'll give you an overview. That's 2 quite deep questions, but I'll give you an overview. You're obviously welcome to book in for more detail. Anna and Christopher. This relationship is about work. It's about what you put into it. It's about accepting that you both want to be in this. And there's a lot of doubt and a lot of feeling. On the one hand, like there's a really strong connection here. On the other hand, what choice do I have but to pursue this? And I feel that this is about... It's about being able to set defined goals together, because I don't feel like you necessarily have that, and that can be quite draining. You have the 8 of Swords showing up. The 8 of Swords here, I feel, is meaning that you don't feel that in control. Maybe Christopher doesn't feel that in control either. You certainly don't. With the High Priestess, you are in the right place. But with the 8 of Pentacles, I feel like you need to be working towards something together. This is shared goals. This is talking about what you want to do together, What do you want to do together in the next year? Where is this going? What is it building towards? How are you going to move this towards something more tangible, more real? You doubt this at times. You doubt this based on past hurts, rejection that's come through in the past. Somebody made you feel like you weren't good enough. Maybe you are trying to work twice as hard at this than you need to be. And there needs to be a bit of a shared burden, a bit more trust of yourself, so as you're able to work together. I feel like you may shoulder a lot in this relationship and you don't need to. That needs your partner to be more supportive towards you. I feel like he is welcoming you into his family in this sense, and that's really healthy. But you got to kind of plan out where this is going together. I feel like you might feel like you're on trial at times, or you're on your guard a bit too much, and you need that space and that discussion just to settle into this that little bit more. That's the stuff that has to open up. It has to be stuff that you share, that you work towards together. That's what's going to make this. A Google user, is now the time for me to make a bigger change with my life, Zelda? Yeah. It's a time for new visions. It's a time for new goals. It's a time of charting something new out. You have the Two of Wands showing up. So start to make those plans, but start to make them real. Start to strike while the iron's hot. Put things in place that move you forward, that move you away from what you're dissatisfied with. As well, the things that have been weighing you down, I feel like the things like you invested in for so long, and now it's like, oh, there's like a strain on the back of your neck, like you're carrying this heavy sack, and you got to put it down and lighten things up by going and doing something else. Yeah, it's time for a change, there's no doubt about it. I hope that makes sense for you. Jack Atira, is there something I'm not looking at but could be doing my quest for growth? What's Jack not looking at? On the one hand, you're quite inspired, Queen of Cups. This is good. You're in touch with yourself. You're in touch with your emotional body in a sense. It's pushing you forward with the Eight of Wands. Maybe you go a little bit too fast, though. Maybe at times, well, on the one hand, you're inspired to certain actions. On the other hand, you don't do enough work to do with what is underneath, Jack. And I'm feeling like this is about stuff that is unresolved, stuff that you haven't checked in with about yourself. It's shadow work more than anything else. And often this is the stuff that we neglect, the parts of yourself that you haven't allowed to thrive, or that you've written off, or that you've rejected, and that need to be acknowledged and admitted into this party, because it's like you have you have 3/4 of the pie here, but there's a bit missing, and it's the bit that you push away. It's the bit that you cast away. It's the moon. It's the stuff that you fear, the stuff that we all avoid all the time, but it comes to the surface whether you like it or not. And with justice showing up, it's about that balance. It's about that balance. There's nothing wrong with what you're doing at the moment whatsoever, but it's the parts that you are neglecting, the things that you've forgotten about, the things that you have decided you don't like, those urges, those desires, those needs, those unfelt feelings, all of that. I feel, come on. There is there's a performative side that needs to come out, and this feels like singing or music, but it's something very performative. It's quite dramatic, and this is something that I don't feel you've necessarily allowed yourself to go for. It's something that you wrote off, and that feels like not that threatening, but there's also this sense of like kind of almost not be able to catch your breath if you think about this for a moment. But I feel there's just something in that performative side of you that really, really wants to surface, really wants to come out, be in the spotlight a little bit. I hope that makes sense for you. Thank you all so much for being here. Thank you all for your questions. If you'd like to book a full reading with me that can be on any area of life, whether or not it's come out tonight, please feel free to get in touch. My details are just in the box below. If you'd like to make me a donation or leave me a tip or connect with me for any other reason, all my details for that are also in the box below. It's been wonderful working with all of you here tonight. It's lovely seeing familiar faces. It's lovely seeing new faces. I'm going to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful afternoon, evening, night, or morning, depending on where you are in the world. Please feel free to get in touch if I can help with anything whatsoever. And I will see you all again really, really soon. Thank you.